how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds light because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today. Well, let's talk about today. I put her in a 16,000 pound class. I put her in turret gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet right in the sand pile. And the only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.
Jared, are all those videos from pulls in California?
One was, well, two of them were Tulare. One of them was Stockton.
Okay, those look like beautiful facilities.
They're very good tracks, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, we pull on a lot of horse arenas around here, so some of them are a little more sandy than others, but
right.
Tulare and Stockton both have really good tracks.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to Let's Grow Pulling Live. We do this every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, sponsored by the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. If you miss our show on Monday night, we're live on YouTube and Facebook right now. We're live on 9 different Facebook pages and our YouTube channel. You can listen to us also on iTunes. You can pick up the audio podcast the day after and then to eternity on either iTunes or Spotify. Search for Let's Grow Pulling. So there's me, Jason Schultz, the great Paul Romack. What's on your hat there, Paul? Belsma Farms? They have a blue hat. They're John Deere guys. Did they run out of money, or
this was a Christmas present from Angie? So
perfect.
I wear it.
We're gonna say they give the green ones to their real friends.
That's true.
The great Charles Posh. How are you, Charles?
I'm good.
Is it Poosh or Posh? What do you prefer, Charles?
Posh is the correct way to say it, even though it's spelled with 2 O's.
Okay. What's the worst thing you've ever been called, Charles?
People hit me with Porsche, and I don't know where the R comes from. I don't get that one.
Nice. The big, beautiful Big Ryan Roos Sink. He's got his tractor zoom on. What are you drinking there, Big Ryan?
Legent. The bourbon that's finished in port wine barrels.
Ooh.
Whatever that means.
Somebody's stepping it up.
That's pretty bougie.
It's pretty good.
And then these two guys from California that got the link to our show tonight. Can you please introduce yourselves and tell us what's going on there, fellas?
You drug me into this. You do it.
John Bohr is on here, help with Jared, promote Jared for the fan vote, and I'll just let you know what's going on with California pulling this year.
Nice. Who's the other guy?
Nick Jackson, the guy that has to get him online because,
It was funny, guys.
A little too technical for John Bohr.
Nick was messaging me yesterday. He's like, hey, are you still having Jared on tomorrow night? I'm like, absolutely. He's like, well, I better get my butt over there so John can get online. So it's kind of fun. Jared, dude, thanks for coming on.
No,
when we think of California pulling, and John and the guys, what guys? Do we have them on about 2 months ago, John? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, November.
Really, I had no idea California pulling was at the level it was. And then to find out there's some 4-engine modifieds running around out there. Because when you live in the Midwest, you just think of LA and San Francisco. And that's the stuff that John said he hopes there's an earthquake and it kind of falls off. I think those were his exact words the last time we had him on the show. But your name came up, and with the Pullers Championships, everybody, May 13th and 14th, we're having our outdoor Louisville, 100% of the gate, and the live streams going back to the Pullers. We're in the final round of voting until February 6th. Jared Britsky with the Swiss-powered 4-engine, multi-engine modified tractor is in the top 20, or our final round voting, and he's hoping to finish in that top 12. And he's going to bring his tractor all the way from California to Nashville, Illinois. So we thought it was only best to have you on here. John's been lobbying hard for you, Jared, on social media and stuff like that. And we were putting stuff on Beer Money. And so we want to know your pulling story. I did share a couple of the videos that you sent to me. I got a bunch of pictures. But the first picture I want to bring up before you do anything is this one, because this one made me pee my pants a little bit as I was uploading it into the old to the thing. Let me find it. Give me a second. I'm really good at technology.
I sent you a bunch of stuff, just random things I had.
So would it be this one? Nope, wasn't that one. That's still a good picture. Where's it at? That's your brake pedal, right?
My brake pedal. My sponsor has some pretty crazy abilities, and they just like to throw little touches in here and there.
That's pretty sweet.
Nice.
That's something Paul Romack would do.
Yep.
No, there's a tractor. Yeah, okay. So what do we got here?
This is the tractor that my dad built in '87.
Oh, sweet.
And we always used to joke that he used to have to kind of lube himself up to get him into that seat, and but the no fenders, just the regular tires. But back in the day, my dad didn't really know how to set it up at different elevations. So he ran like a son of a bitch at our, at sea level at our home pool, and then certain places he would hit it right. But it was just one of those things. He either ran like hell or hit or miss here and there. But I grew up going to tractor pools, like my dad throwing me into the truck and going to pools to watch him with this one, and back in the day he was going up against like Godfather and who are the other ones?
Nightmare.
Nightmare, stuff like that, guys that had 3-4 engines. So, but my dad he liked a challenge and he loved this stuff. But he actually started pulling in 1970.
So is this like USHRA stuff that he went indoor pulling kind of all over, or is this in California?
This was part of PTPA, and I don't remember if this was in somewhere up in like San Francisco or.
I think that was Oakland there, Jared.
Okay, yeah. So it's just this tractor actually they shipped it over to Hawaii. They pulled in Hawaii one year.
Seriously?
And, yeah. Wow. And so they shipped a bunch of guys over there and at the time, my dad was sponsored by Budweiser, hence the Bud Light sticker. And when they got to Hawaii, they felt like they were King Dingaling over there. Just, the Budweiser guys showed up and were like, "Hey, we're here to take care of you and show you a good time." And them and the rest of the pullers had a great time over there.
I would hope so.
Yeah, the pool aside, it was a great vacation for my mom and dad. But of course, the kids, we all had to stay home.
What's the name of this tractor, Jared? Is this a namesake?
No, this is still Swiss Power.
This is Swiss Power.
Before this one, it was a single engine. In '81, my dad built a single engine cast 426. It was called Alcoholic Cooker. And so in '87, when he built that one, it became Swiss Power. And then this is the second version of Swiss Power, which the last tractor my brother wrecked in 2000 at our home tractor pull. So he got into it. Well, that's where I wrecked it.
Wow. You had to get a new fire suit after you did that one.
No, this is the one I said, when I saw it, I kind of peed my pants a little bit. So
yeah, it happened really quick, but it was kind of funny. Like we have a problem with backing out of the throttle, right? We know we can pull this out. And, after the second or third bounce, there was like, there's no coming out of this, just back out of it. And
when in doubt, throttle out.
Yeah. So I bent, every motor was crooked in the frame.
Shit.
And then when it would sit, one of the front tires would not sit on the ground. It was tweaked to the point where it looked like it was going down the track constantly. But it was a fun tractor. It was old school, and I built that one actually at Cal Poly. Built the rolling chassis there. Cal Poly was where it kind of started on the West Coast for a lot of things. One of the first weight transfer sleds was built there, and Gary Weisenberger and Mark Zahns, they're very knowledgeable guys, and we just started building it, and I built it in my spare time. So it was a fun build, but I think it was a pretty tractor. But the one that we have now definitely outperforms that one.
That's okay. That's the 3-engine one, right? Okay.
Yeah. So this one was built by my sponsor, Orchard Machinery Corporation.
Okay.
And when I wrecked the last one, we were like, okay, we're going to build a new one. We want to build it as modern as possible, and let's build it with the ability to set up for 4 motors. So I went back east, met with Scott Tedder. I bought my rear end gearbox from him. The gearbox is actually out of Blown Senseless. And he kind of gave me some of the pointers on, okay, set it up like this, do this and that. And my sponsor has crazy abilities, right? Everything was designed in the computer, laser jetted or water jetted, cut out, and and they just have the ability to do a lot of cool stuff. So that's where like all the etching comes out, and there's little Swiss things all throughout the tractor, between the pedals, in the rear end, in the front end, like all over the place. So they just.
I'm going to flip through these pictures, Jared. If you want to comment on any of them, please do, and I'll stop. So
yeah, this was just the final assembly. When they built the first version of the tractor, we ran it a couple times unpainted, and had different fenders on it. Actually, the first fenders we had were pink, because my mom passed away from breast cancer. My sponsor, Don Mayo, his wife had passed away from breast cancer. So it's kind of as a, in memory of them. So we ran it with pink fenders and an unpainted frame for a few pulls, try to work out the bugs. And once we felt we got the bugs worked out, took it back to the shop. They have a powder coating machine, so they broke it all down, powder coated it, and we put it back together and did the final wiring and everything for what we've got today. Yeah, you can see in the rear end there, just to kind of lighten it up. We're going to lighten it up anyway, so might as well put Swiss Power and a bunch of flags in there. So some of the things might be a little overkill. We saw a lot of guys were doing like aluminum for the front. The engineers felt that as rough as I sometimes drive the tractor, we might need to beef it up a little bit. So they ended up doing 3/4 steel.
I love this picture. This is awesome.
Removable rear end. The fenders come off with 5 bolts. There's 4 up top, just kind of locking it in, and 1 down at the bottom. Slide it out, pull it off. We lift the roll cage up, we pin it up, and then roll the rear end out to do the rear end work. So it makes it really easy. I've seen guys try to pull the rear end out from the front, and just seems like a pain in the ass. So that makes it a lot easier.
Transmission's easy to work on.
Of course.
Is that an inside joke, John, or we should talk about that, or you're poking at Jared a little bit?
Stockton 3 years ago, Jared.
Well, so when the first one was built, I think we tried to lighten some of the stuff up too much, and we found out that the rear end was still rolling up. And so for one whole season, I was tearing up the transmission every other pass. So I'd pull it out. I got really good at rebuilding it. And I would just buy the new components, slap it in there, and go. And at the end of the season, I sent it to my sponsor, and I was like, can you see where this is wrong? It was actually tilted up about 1 inch. And yeah, so it was rolling up. So they cut the rear end mounts out, put solid mounts in, changed the angle to where it was from the rear end to the front was pointed down about a quarter inch, just a little bit, and haven't had any problems since.
The part he's not telling you is we'd have to put the transmission in at the pool site.
Several times.
Nice.
Several times. I mean, the frame is so loose that it'd be weird. It would be making a noise, and then we'd go over a big bump, and the whole frame would just kind of tweak like this. All of a sudden, the noise would go away. And we'd be like, "Oh, cool! It's fixed this pass. Great." and then we'd go down the track, and then we'd get done. But like, I can't take it out of gear. Okay, so we shut it off, roll it off in gear, and we'd get down and pull it apart and be like, "Okay, let's slap new stuff in." So after about 4 or 5 rebuilds on it, that's when we got done with the season, and we're like, "Okay." My sponsor took it back, took a look at it, and we're like, "Okay, we can fix this." Fixed it, repainted it, sent it back.
It was always
amazing people.
It was always putting it back in at the hottest pools too.
Oh,
it's always hot in California when we pull, except in Tulare.
When is it not hot, John?
Yeah. So it's a nice feature, and this was when we decided to show up to a tractor pull with 2 motors. Nobody knew we were coming, so we took the 3rd motor off and showed up. And surprisingly, we actually won that pull. We were the first puller out. I didn't know how it was going to react with 2 motors, so came out, hit it, and at the end of the track, I don't have the gearing for 2 motors, right? So hit it, and at the end of the track, the motors are like brrr, just tires are barely spinning, and we somehow won that one. I think that was Chowchilla. So
yeah,
we've had a lot of good luck with this setup.
Jared, how many big tractors are there in California? Like when you go to a pull in your class?
There's 3 of us.
Okay, who are the other 2?
So Clarence Correa and Jeremy Correa, they've got the
Get Her Done.
Get Her Done. Donnie Fagundes has Max Cackle.
Yep.
So when we pull up to an event, it's the 3 of us, and any given show, any of us can win, and we kind of jockey back and forth. But the whole point of trying to go to the Pullers Championship is I know how we perform out here. I'd like to go back there and see how we stack up against some of these other guys and know, we got a lot of work to do, or hey, we're doing better than we thought. So that's really what it's about for us. And there's a lot of people in our circle. I think of our pit crew. It's a family, right? The Marchie family. Bob, Lori, mom and dad. You got Cole and Billy. And Cole and Billy are in college, but they've been helping. Yeah, there's the picture. They've been helping me for a lot of years. There's a picture of Cole and Billy in the tractor when they were like 10, 11 years old. And Cole, I actually let him drive this last summer in Turlock, and he's the one on the left there. He made a full pull. So these kids have kind of put in the work, and we're all Swiss. So I've known these people my whole life. Bob's dad, the whole family, uncle, everything. We're like family. And so it's just nice to have them go to the pools. The boys, they know my entire setup. They can. I don't have to do anything. I'd be like, hey, we're gonna set it up like this. Why don't you guys go warm it up? Put the weights here and there. They can do it all. They've been able to do it all since they were like 15, 16 years old. So it's only fitting that they get to drive it.
Jared, can you read that question at the bottom of the screen?
So, okay. Originally, we started in 1970. My dad started with a 8000 Series Ford tractor. I think it was like 85 horsepower. 72, he bumped up to an 1170 case. And in 75, he's like, okay, I want a little more horsepower. And this is all local, right? Back in the Imperial Valley. He put a Chevy 350 and an Oliver 77. And back then it was a lot of trial and error. You couldn't call up somebody and say, hey, does this work? So he put the 350 in the Oliver, and on the first pass, he blew up the rear end and the transmission. So he's like, well, shit, that's not going to work. So he took it out and he put it in a Massey Harris 44, and that seemed to work for a while. And then in 81, he put like a cast 426 Hemi in like a wedge frame, with the big old headers, like the big stacks, right? And we have a family picture of all of us in the front yard, sitting in this tractor. And that one was called Alcoholic Cooker. And he ran that one for about 6 years. And then he built the twin engine one that you showed the picture of earlier. So that's kind of been the evolution of the development of Swiss Power. And then my brother wrecked that tractor in 2000. So I rebuilt that one probably, it took about 2 years to convince my dad, hey, no, I want to do this. I want to pull. Pretty much at that point he was done. And so I ran that tractor from 02 till that pull right there. That was in 2012. And, we came out really good. I had a nice, good hook until about right there. And then,
did you roll it, Jared?
No, the only thing that kept me from rolling was being hooked to the sled. There's actually a video on YouTube. I had a helmet camera on during that pull, and there's a video on YouTube somewhere of what it looks like from the helmet camera. And at one point, the camera just flew off my head, and so it looks like it just rolled down the track, but it's out there somewhere.
Oh, we'll find it before the end of this show.
I think it's
Posh is on it.
Ukiah, Swiss Power, something like that.
So do you mainly run, do you pretty well stick with a 4-engine setup, or do you ever pull one off and go somewhere else?
Well, when we had we did the 3 engines from about, when did they build it? In 2014, we started with the 3 motor setup, the way that it is now. And a couple times we pulled it off. The Marchie boys that helped me, we did Raging Bulls tractor pull, and they had the 7,200 pound and 8,000 is what we run out here, and they're highly motivated, right? They're like, hey, let's pull the motor off and pull the twin engines, and then we'll go to the pits and we'll put the 3rd motor on, and we'll run that way. And I'm like, oh God, I don't want to do that, but they won. So we made the pass with 2 motors, went to the pits. I think in 15 minutes we had the 3rd motor on and fired and warmed up, and we were back out, ready to pull the 8,000 pound class with 3 motors. And so we've done stuff like that here and there. We like to stick to the 3 motors just because it's hard to pull one, and unless you're just going to pull it and run 2 motors. But I'm set up to run the other class, and so that's what we try to support as much as possible.
Yep.
And since we've gone to 4 motors, we haven't gone back down and pulled with 3 or 4 or anything like that.
Is there bigger classes in the you said there's only 3 of you in the 4 engine.
Yep.
Is there bigger classes in the 2 and 3 engine?
Well, the 3 engine pulls with 4 engines. So for a lot of years, I pulled with those guys with 3 motors, and I lost a lot, but every once in a while I'd get those guys, which was kind of fun. The twin engine class out here is actually building a lot of steam. There's I think Get Her Done actually is going down to 3 motors, so they can pull with 2 motors and pull with 3 motors. So they'll pull the 7,200 pound class, and then put the 3rd motor on. I can see Brad, my machinist guy. So, and there's a few guys coming in with twin engine tractors. So you're probably going to have 6 or 7 twin engine tractors that compete very well. And so it'll be a really good class out here going forward. But Brad here, Bradley Holland, he's I used to live down the street from him, and I would break something, and we all have real jobs. So I'd find out that I broke something, and I'd take it down to him. Hey, I need this new pin made, or I need this made. He's like, okay, when do you need it? Tomorrow. And, he has a mill and a lathe in his garage, and he would, bless his heart, knock the stuff out for me. And he did great work and get me going so I could make the next event. That's the one thing about this. This is not an individual sport, right? If you have success, it's because of a great team behind you that's helped put in the work. Everybody has those people, right? That help you at the pools, that help you prep, that help you with machining parts. So I've got a really good support system behind me.
Well, you have to have a machine to that capability. If you're just joining us, Jared Britsky from Bakersfield, California is with us. Owner driver of the Swiss Power 4-engine multi-engine modified, is in the final round of voting for the Pullers Championships. And I'm going to be a homer on this. And I would love to hear Charles and Leroy announce from Bakersfield, California, Jared Britsky and the Swiss Power. Because, we have the potential to have pullers from New York to California the way the fan voting's shaken out. And that would be, this is our dream, you guys, to put this event on. It's the faces that you see on the screen. There's some other guys that aren't on here tonight. We've been talking about this, for a long time. And we finally just said, screw it, we're going to try it. And it's been, we received nothing. It's been overwhelming. Actually, pretty excited to have this. And then to meet great guys like you, Jared. You seem like a normal person to be a friend with John Bohr. I was a little nervous, because most of John's friends are a little sketchy, but you seem to be turning out okay. So,
I like to call it equal opportunity.
Yep.
You always have to have that one guy in your group, and John's that guy for me.
The Dutchman.
So, and Jason, just
he
to show
flicks
you
his wooden shoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that, Nick?
Jason, just to show you, this is extremely important to everybody out here. I've made my wife vote every day. I'm voting every day. But, I'm going to be really disappointed if this group doesn't get Jared into this, because I already went and spent.
Shit.
I already went and spent money on John Bohr's pit uniform for the event.
Dear God.
Yes.
Nice.
Will he please back Jared up to the sled to wear that?
He's going to show a lot of ass in that.
That's fine.
Wow.
Nick, that is money. Everybody watching the show, if you're not voting for Swiss Power, make it happen.
If you want to see John Bohr, Ryan,
serve hot chocolate in that outfit. And we're going to make sure that he grows a little bit more scruff, so that way it looks even better.
Now, the Swiss Miss stuff, we misspelled it on the website, right, John or Jared?
Yeah.
Didn't we do it wrong at first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, originally it was Jared Britsky, Swiss Miss.
you're going to get dirty before the poll.
That is an awesome. Where does one find a beautiful outlet, like Amazon, or where's the
that is a custom made Amazon special right there.
That's a big boy size, I'm hoping.
Hell no.
There's two of them in there, Ryan. You get the other one.
It's an extra medium.
You guys are going to fit right in with us. That's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Oh my God.
So anybody that's watching, make sure you check that box for Swiss Power. We would love to get a California puller out there to mix it up with you guys, and I couldn't pick a better one than Jared.
Well, thank you, Nick.
He's a class act at every pull, and I love watching him close out the show. We like it when there's a little gap between it, so we're not in the pitch trying to get the truck on the trailer and we can get back and watch. But Swiss Power never disappoints. That tractor puts down a quality pass, pull in and pull out. It's just a joy to watch.
Well, it's just for us, and we're dorks. We're ate up on pulling, and we'll be honest with you. We just kind of know the Midwest. That's kind of what we stomped in, and that's kind of what we grew up in. And Charles a little more east, and some of us because with the Michigan connections. But Jared, until this, I didn't even know that. Honestly, I didn't know there was big mods out in California. I knew there were the trucks from John. John's been putting stuff on our Facebook page for a couple of years, but this is cool. This is really, really cool for us. And and the fans get to pick who pulls at this event, and that's truly what makes it unique. And we've been just overwhelmed. The fan vote. I think the other day, Brent is our main IT guy, and really he's hogging all the hours putting all this voting and stuff together. I think we were getting a vote every 30 seconds. Does that sound right, guys? Is that what it is?
32.
Yeah.
Every 32 seconds, somebody was voting for the Pullers Championship. If that's not good for the sport of pulling, I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? It's been pretty neat. So,
I've been harassing everybody I know, everybody at work. friends. I mean, there's even a Facebook page, Swiss people living in the U.S. I even resorted to going to that one. And I'm pulling out all the stops here.
Nice.
Because I've been sharing pictures with the guys. People have been taking pictures of their dogs with a piece of paper and please vote for my dad. I mean, it's been awesome. Kids are drawing pictures of trucks and tractors, and it's just it's awesome what people are doing to get the fan vote. It's really, really neat. So
a little funny story with Swiss Power, and this is where Jared and I go back and forth all the time, because with him being Swiss, I'm Dutch. I always tell him I'm hiding wooden shoes in his tractor somewhere, just playing little jokes like that. Well, we're in Madeira in 19, I think it was. And he comes over to my truck and goes, "Hey, I forgot my shoes. I need a pair of racing shoes for tonight." I go, "Okay, well, here, take mine." So he takes mine out of my truck. He goes and lays down at Stellar Pass, and I think you won that one, didn't you, Jared?
Because you won. Stop giving me shit about it either.
So I said, ever since then, every single time he won it because he was wearing wooden shoes.
Nice.
Yep. And he never lets me live it down too. He always offers to drive for me too.
Hey, at least somebody won in your shoes.
Oh. Shots fired.
Oh yeah, shots fired on that one.
That's a regular occurrence. If you guys saw the group text amongst the Pro Mod group around here, you'd probably blush.
So Robbie, no, our stats available on Void. No, there's not one of us on the screen that knows how any particular puller is doing. We took a solemn oath. We weren't going to ask. We didn't want to know. We wanted to keep it fair. I actually was sharing some pictures around of people, pushing it. And I shared it to the Pullers Championship, and Paul got a comment like, "Why are you favoring somebody?" But this is the Beer Money Show, so we can have you on here. And I've been voting for you every day. I'm not afraid to admit it, Jared, because again, just for our event, I want to see how you do, because that's one thing that you do. I mean, I live in Wisconsin. We have some really, really good pro stock tractors in Wisconsin that don't have the time to run a big Champions Tour or an NTPA. I like to see, like, when a Hillsboro comes around or a Toma, some big pulls in our area, Jared, how those state level tractors can stack up to like a big pro stock. You know what I mean? And it'd be really neat for you because you really don't know, Jared, but you'll have two chances. So,
I everybody's switched over to the Mitas tires, and we're still running the old pullers. So, we're going to go out there and we're going to see how we stack up. Hopefully go out there and see what we can do and try to figure out, okay, we need to make some adjustments here or there. And, I think we've got a lot of the right components, like Jeremy Correa, Get Her Done. They're on the list too. I've been voting for them. It'd be nice to have both of us go out there and work together and just, see what we can do.
Cole Marchi, that's one of your crew guys, right?
Yep.
Because he's got a picture of your tractor for his Facebook profile.
So Cole's one of the boys that's been helping me. He's in that picture. And before the Turlock show, I text him, his brother, and his dad.
This is Cole on the far left, right?
Cole's on the left, Billy's on the right, Bob's in the middle. And I was like, listen, one of you guys is going to drive the tractor at Turlock. This is their home tractor pull. I was like, I don't care who it is. All of you guys have earned it. Y'all know what to do. If you guys don't want to pick, I'll pick. And they decided, okay, Cole's going to drive. And so for the next week, I'm sending Cole videos like, hey, watch out for this. Is a fuel leak. This is this is that. This is when to shut it down. And
don't do this, Cole.
Don't do that.
Right.
Or that.
The good thing about Turlock is it's a very sandy track. So it's one of those tracks where you can pull and the front end's going to stay down and it hopefully get too wild. And so we went out there and he knows all what to do. And it was funny. He afterwards, he's like saying, oh, I had to bring it to the left. It was going to the right. And I tried to do it with the wheel. I realized the wheel doesn't work. So I had to hit the brakes, so it's just the little stuff like that. And then at the end of the track, shuts the motors down, pulls the helmet off. I think his first words were, holy fuck. And he's like, he's got this big old smile on his face. His eyes are real big. And he's like, I would do that again. So
had Cole ever driven anything like pulling vehicle?
No, but Cole and Billy are dairy kids. They grew up driving choppers and trucks, and like big old like green chop trucks, and they racing quads and things like that. So they have really good foundation for this. And I felt really comfortable with them driving. I know it's really hard to throw somebody into a mod like this and say, hey, go for it, right? But on Turlock, I kind of weighed all the options. I tuned down the motors hair and to where, try to keep the front end on the ground so it was a little bit more drivable. And he did a hell of a job. I think he went like 330 some feet. His throttle control was a little rough. I'm on the side of the track and I'm like kind of just like rolling into it, and so he rolled into it and he goes, oh, it was vibrating a lot. So he kind of backed out and then he got into it really quick. It was like all these things are happening in his head like instantly. And he did a hell of a job. I'm proud of him. And his brother Billy's the next one to drive.
That would be a different kind of vibration to a 4-engine.
Everything. It's hard to explain what that feels like, and you can tell somebody all you want, but until you feel it, it's you don't really know how it's going to be. It's just different.
I'm going to send you the video.
Charles, is that ringing any bells with you?
It is, and I've had the pleasure to do a single engine mod. I'd love to try one with more motors stacked on it. That would be a riot.
Bucket list.
You guys have a lot of really good tracks out there. Like I said, we pull on a lot of places where it's a little more sandy, so it's a little easier to learn on some of our tracks, I think.
Well, Nashville is a good hooking track, Jared. So some front end weight. So
yeah, front end weight. Maybe run a little extra air in the tires.
Well, the 7,500 pounds with 4-engine doesn't leave a whole lot of
lean forward
weight,
like the garden tractor guys. Lean forward.
So we might just have to hit it and see what happens the first night, and second night maybe have to make a little bit more adjustments. Who knows?
Yeah.
But no, I love your optimism for it. And if you're just joining us, it's our regular. Clint Tucker calls us Hollywood Squares. I talked to Tucker last night for a couple hours, and he said the Hollywood Squares guys. Who's Hollywood Squares got on Monday night? And I said Jared Britsky from Bakersfield, California. John Bohr set this up, and again, we've heard Jared's story tonight, and then we're also talking about him. He's in the final round of the fan voting for the Pullers Championship, and I guess we're kind of being homers a little bit, and by having him on here, and it makes it a lot of fun. So we're hoping he can pull it out. Great pulling history, Jared. All the pictures and stuff you sent me today. I mean, I can flip through some of these again, but a lot of cool stuff. Is your dad still around? I'm not trying to be that guy, or
okay. He is. He's had a few health issues. He actually broke his hip on January 1st.
Okay.
And so he just got out of rehab about a week ago. And, part of me is doing this is carrying on his legacy.
Yep.
And, I'm like, Dad, you got to get better. You got to do this. Cause we're going to go out to Nashville, Illinois in May, we're going to do this. And, I think he loves it so much. And he likes the fact that he can still see it. And I mean, we took it to another level from when he was doing it. And, for me, it's all about that family connection. If we go out there, I think we're going to have a fairly large group of people that just.
You think?
Well,
I'm already booking flights.
I have, John and I have several friends that are like, I will drive out there with you. Like, okay. And then we probably have 15, 18 people come out with us.
Well, Jared, you know why John's going to drive with you, right?
Yeah, because he's going to try to talk me out of him wearing the dress and serving hot cocoa.
No, he won't fly.
Well, that too. So,
see, Jason, that was what we always said when we point the pro mods back east. It's going to be easy because John's just going to drive everything out there while the rest of us fly.
I like it.
For us, it's just going to be about, let's all go out there and say we did it, and let's have fun doing it. Let's leave it all on track and see where we stand. And if we do great, that's going to be awesome. If we don't, then we know we've got some room to improve somewhere.
Note to the track crew: run mods last. Give Jared last draw if he's going to leave everything on the track.
Second night, then. Second night.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, what's the furthest east you've ever pulled?
God, Wilcox, Arizona.
Wow.
I think the
That one
track
wasn't
changed
all
a
that
little
great,
bit from
was it?
there to here.
Really spreading your wings there.
Boy.
So yeah, I mean we don't venture very far. We pulled in Arizona, we pulled in Nevada and California, and then Hawaii back in '89 or whenever that was.
What was the track like in Hawaii for your dad?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him, but he's a little hard of hearing, so he probably wouldn't do too well on this setup. But I can ask him what it was like. There was a TV show. It's like Truckin' USA. I don't know if you guys remember that show. They were out there and they were filming it. So
In '95, when my truck, the last time my truck went over there, Jason, I wouldn't call it a clay, but it's a very red dirt that they would haul into Aloha Stadium. So you had this built-up dirt track right down through the middle of the stadium and the AstroTurf off both sides of it. I'll have to dig up some old, I don't have anything digital, but I'll have to dig up some of the old pictures from '95 and I can show you with the truck on the track. You can get a little look at how they did it.
Well, last week I was stumbling through some photos during my Outlaw show on Tuesday night, and we found some stuff from St. Louis from '78, and that thing went viral. I could not believe the amount of comments on there. That old stadium pulling, and when he zoomed in on the picture, there was Orange Blossom Special, and then there was like a 1070 case, I think. But on the big screen where they have the major league players, it had the stats for this tractor, and it was wicked cool. I saw indoor pulling like in Cedar Rapids and Des Moines, and I never got to go to the Silver Dome. Hopefully Charles did.
Oh yeah, sure did.
I never got to go to Indy or any of the really, really big ones, but it was pretty neat. Pretty neat to see that. So do you have merchandise, John? Jared, sorry.
no, but I'm hoping to work on it between now and then. Since I've been on this, I've had a couple people reach out to me saying, "Hey, have you ever thought about shirts? Do you know about our company?" And I'm like, "No, but if we make it out there,
Yeah,
I'll make sure we bring some shirts."
yeah. I think if you guys get voted in, you're going to be and after tonight. I mean, a few people watch this show every Monday night, so I think you're going to hope. And if you didn't hear that story about his dad, guys, that doesn't want to make you vote for him. Then I don't know what else to say. You're not good people. So
I just sent you that video, Jason, of Cole's pool at Turlock.
okay, let me go find that real quick.
What, Jared? What do you do during the day when you're not tinkering with a tractor?
I buy. Let me think about how I say this. I buy almonds and walnuts from growers like John.
He buys nuts.
Nuts. You're in the nuts business.
You are nuts.
I buy almonds and walnuts, and then I consult on the side for pistachios and almonds. My background's in farming, and so I'm very familiar with that. But what pays the bills is
Buying nuts.
So our company buys about 30 million pounds of almonds, 30 million pounds of walnuts.
Yo.
And actually my company, Pearl Crop, is one of my sponsors. They've given me a little bit of money for this, and they give me some time off to go and pull. And I invite some of my growers, because everybody's, for the most part, has been to a tractor pull at one point, but a lot of guys say, "I've never been up close to one." And so I invite my growers down and say, "Come on down. I'll put you in the seat when I start it. You flip the switches and we'll fire it up."
Robbie, we're gonna need that video pronto, please.
Yep. Hey, so Brent just came on the show, and he's our IT warrior, and he hates it when I put his face big like that, so I'll get rid of it. But
It's fine as long as your guys' face are there too.
Jared, John, I need you to show Brent what the outfit you got for John Bohr to back Jared up to the sled if he makes the final vote.
Nick got it.
I got it.
Okay, Nick got it. My bad.
It's for John, though.
That's does it got the wig and everything? Like the
the wig's not there, but the little cap was in there. Yeah.
Oh, we can get him a wig.
Yeah.
John, are you
That is
sure you
awesome.
got the legs for this?
No, but I see Robbie's watching. We can have Robbie do it.
Yeah.
Jared,
I have a video of my brother in that. I actually, at the time, I didn't have a way to convert from VHS to video. So I played it on the screen and I filmed the TV. So it's really poor quality. But when my brother wrecked, he had a little bit of a brake failure. And my dad always told us, hey, before you go, you always just pump the brakes, right? Pump it up. He pumped it up, but for some reason the pressure went away. And so he's hauling ass, and you always think you can pull it out, and he stayed in the throttle, and the front end hit K-rail, and on top of the K-rail was one of those just wire fences. It wasn't chain link, but it was they used to do like midgets and sprint cars and stuff. And the front end hit that, bent the front end 90 degrees, flipped it on the side. The suitcase weights, the 90-pound weights, flew over the tractor about 30 feet. One of the motors was still running upside down in the frame, and my mom was in the stands. My dad was on the sidelines. I had left about an hour or two before because I had finals the next day or midterms the next day for at Cal Poly, and this was before cell phones. So when I got home, they're like, "Hey, you need to call your dad," and that was like he just demolished the tractor, but the motors were okay. They, the headers had a couple dents in them, but yeah. And my dad's like, hey, we're done. That's it. And it took a little bit for, like I said, to convince my dad that, hey, no, let's rebuild this. Let's build it a little bit better. So I think we took the rear end, the steering wheel, and the seat out of the original tractor and the motors, and built a whole new frame around it. So,
and you said that your sponsor built the frame, so OMC built that frame.
Well, so the frame, I think they actually their brake wasn't big enough. I think they've got like a 14 or 15 foot brake. Required a 20-foot brake, so they actually had to send the frame out. But other than that, everything else built in house. And if you look at it, I mean, now that the tractor looks like it's been through a few wars, right? We've been pulling with it for 8-9 years now, so it shows some wear. But all these things are laser jetted, and it's just a really clean tractor. How they did a lot of the things on it. My steering's hydraulic, so it's no rack and pinion or anything like that. That was something that came from Cal Poly, Mark Zahn's. All the Cal Poly tractors are set up like that, and they just did a lot of cool little stuff in it. They have a lot of really great engineers at OMC.
They make a good product. My family uses one of them.
Yeah. See? And so it'd be a business trip. They go out there, they can talk up, bringing out some different shakers and, different equipment, and,
we shake tart cherries, and we rent a machine that I believe is an aftershock or an earthquake, one of the two.
So
I forget which one.
I think they're the aftershocks, right?
That might be it.
I'm a poor representative. I don't know their full line of equipment. So, but they're always doing something new.
Shockwave.
What's that? Shockwave.
Shockwave.
That's it.
So here's a video of
the carts.
John sent me a video of Cole driving the tractor. So first time ever he jumped on a 4-engine mod. This was in Tulare, you said?
This is in Turlock.
Turlock, okay. That's all right.
Yeah, first pass on a mod, I'd take it.
Jared, were you on the left side of the tractor of him?
From if you're looking at the tractor, I was left of him, right on the screen.
That's awesome.
you can see me give him the hammer down sign.
Yeah.
And because, he wasn't sure exactly when to hit it. And it's kind of hard to explain. And I see him looking at me and I just go, hit it. And he was like, screw it, hit it. And he
did. We've all seen that dad or that crew member the first time somebody drives a diesel tractor. And I've had a few people drive my tractor, and I'm like, at 3,000 RPMs, it sounds like it wants to go, but it's not ready. And then you always see that dad down there, go. Yep. Then they get up there like, go. Charles has seen it a million times announcing, and Roos and Brent got good pictures of it. But it's kind of fun.
Funny thing on Turlock was the night before, Jared calls me and says, hey, just realized I got a problem. I go, what's that? And he goes, I'm too short for Cole to wear my fire suit. You got an extra fire suit? Oh, and by the way, can you bring 15 gallons of alcohol?
It's a team effort. Cole's a little taller than me, and I'm a little fatter than him. So, the suit wasn't fit right. But
Jared, we got a polling fan. When were you at Cal Poly? Josh Obert lived there in '99. What a great place.
So, my dad did it. I don't ever remember as a kid going to Cal Poly. The first time I think we went was in 2002. And when we first went, the tractor was unpainted. It had 2 motors at the time. And I think we called it Rust Bucket, like just as a joke. I mean, it was nothing was painted on it. And we went out there and made the pass with 2 motors. And next year, came back with 3. And Cal Poly can be a tough track. Sometimes it has, really good bite, and other times you kind of got to throttle it a little bit coming out of the hole. But so I think the first time I was ever there with it was probably 2002. 2002 or 2003. Can't remember. It's been a while ago.
John, this is a poll that you want to talk about a little bit. Can you talk about what's going to go on Saturday, March 12th?
Yeah, Valley Children's. It's Valley pulling for Cure, I think was named. I'm trying to remember what the actual name of the pool is. But Eric Rocha puts on that pool. Did it last year. He was on with you guys.
Yep.
Put on one heck of an event. Awesome track. Awesome. It's out in the middle of the field, but it was just to the T. It was a great event. They raised $65,000 or so for Valley Children's Hospital in Madera,
which was really nice because my kid just had to go down there and have a broken leg surgically repaired. So I'm glad it was there.
But it's a really good event. Both the Valley sled and MLM sled be there. Got all the classes. I don't remember. Jared, do you remember? Did they have any of the PTPA tractors go to that last year?
I thought they did, but I'm not completely sure because our class isn't a PTPA class, so
yeah,
we don't always go to those ones.
But it's a big event.
John, what would be the closest airport to this pole? Big airport.
Sacramento.
How far away?
50.
Sacramento or Oakland, one of the two. 60 to 70 miles away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna feel like you're lost, and then you're gonna end up there.
Yeah, we're trying to make it to get to that one too. We got a motor torn down right now, and the judge is in for paint, and so we're hoping to try to get our stuff back together in time to go. So be quite a big group of pullers there. I know Baby Huey's trying to get back together to go.
He's waiting on axles. I talked to him on the way here.
So, Chris is looking at coming. There's going to be quite a few of them there.
That was actually Eric's truck on the flyer.
Yeah.
Eric broke that truck last year at that pull.
One of our street trucks snapped an axle at that pull. It was biting so hard and actually still won the class with Miller time. It was a very good biting track.
Sounds like it. Well, Jared, we've approached an hour, and you can never have this hour of your life back, and we're sorry. And but we are, I guess, quite excited to showcase you tonight. Showcase the Swiss Power, 4-engine modified tractor. Hopefully, maybe nobody who had heard of you, maybe they can click that vote button. We still have a full week of voting. It's taken me everything to say to Brent Yarin, if the vote had ended right now, would Jared be in the top 12? And I want to ask him that, but I don't want to ask him that because we literally
I really want to know that.
Charles is just shaking his head.
He'll smile and say, keep the votes coming.
So
just how close to that cutoff am I? How many people do I need to bribe?
He'll say, you're getting votes.
Yep. And we've all tried to work him. Trust me, Jared. We've all tried to work him.
Well, thank you.
A hint. You're just not in last.
Perfect.
You're not in last.
Am I in second or third from last?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I can't remember the login for the.
Thank you.
Jared, I've got it for a $500 donation to the Ryan's Camera Gear Fund. I'll find out for you.
Thank you. I just want to know where I'm at. How hard do I have to push on this last week?
Pushing, and
We're going to push hard.
You told Cole, hammer down.
Perfect.
So, right, you said the donation's $500.
Yep, pretty much.
Can I negotiate with you? Can we do pesos?
That's like $7.
Have a couple more
every
drinks.
little bit helps.
Discussion again.
Bruce, you got to ask your question.
I do. I want to know from you, if you could steal the keys to anything and go pulling with it for a weekend, what would you take and where would you pull it and why? Nothing's off limits here. Past, present, anything.
I don't know. I'd probably take the Polar Air mod, that one, or Kentucky in something, and go Bowling Green and just hammer down.
Yeah, Lisa Jostock.
And speaking of which, Lisa Jostock had a question for you. If you do well in May, would you consider coming back out for Bowling Green?
It all depends on how much support I have. If I can get my dad and my sponsor Don and everybody excited and be like, hey, we're going to do this again. Let's go to another event. Let's go to Bowling Green. Let's have a good time. Yeah, why not? But harvest for us is about starts in August, and that's when I get really busy. So August through about mid-November is really hard for us. But for the right event, I think everybody would, even my growers would appreciate it if I went to one of these events. So
we're trying to get one of your growers to come out with his super farm, if I understand right.
Yeah.
Does Brent grow for you?
No,
Well,
but
then.
he still needs to go.
It's true. We're working on him.
Perfect. Work on him for me too. I'll buy his product, and
you'll buy his nuts. All right.
I'll buy his nuts. I was trying not to say that, but hey, since you went there.
Well, don't you? Who's the other guy?
Right, Jared wants your nuts.
Is there like a Titsworth or something boar with you guys? Titsworth.
Yeah, Jason, California Flash.
Yeah, I mean, Jared, you selling and trading nuts is nothing like Titsworth. And once we see John Bohr in that Swiss Miss outfit, I mean, that's going to turn a lot of heads.
Hey, I'm not going to be the only one. Big Ryan's going too.
That might have to be some sort of a mural or something on them fenders. You got a lot of area to work with. You could just paint a little Swiss Miss with a beard.
Well, if you look at the old red tractor, it's a guy playing an Alphorn. And when we built that tractor, it's kind of hard to see, but
yep.
It's a little Swiss guy playing the Alphorn blowing flames out. I wanted to put a little girl, with the straps covering the boobs, just traditional Swiss. And my mom at the time said, hell no. So we resorted to the short, fat guy.
Big hell no. No.
So, but we're very proud of our heritage, as I think anybody should be. But we have a good time with it. We like to drink our beer. We like our whiskey, and it's about the people that come with us. The tractor pulls the event, but the people that go with you are what really make it what it's all about. So, and we have a good time, and there's just as many stories about the tractor pull as there are about after the tractor pull. So,
Amen.
I think I can speak. I think I can speak for every one of us in saying that none of us had it not been for the people, this wouldn't be happening right now. None of us would be doing this. We'd all be doing something different. Because the motors get old. Pouring money into this gets old. The miles get old. The time editing photo, that all gets old. The people never do.
Yep.
The stories and the memories that you create, that never goes away.
I'm pretty sure Dan Hildebrand is from Pennsylvania. He's really been, voting a lot and different things like that because he messaged me, but he said he'll bring the whiskey. So, Jared, Perfect. If you get in, what kind of whiskey do you want? Because, if you're bringing 4 engines, we'll bring the good shit.
Crown Royal or Pendleton, one of the two is my top choice.
All right. I know a guy who's got some Crown Royal at home. So
just keep feeding it to him, and I'll drive.
There you go.
I told John, I said, hey, if we go back there, you can drink. I'm there to win. So afterwards, I'll have some drinks, especially after the second night. But you guys have fun. I'm going to make sure I wake up early and go through my maintenance program, make sure everything's ready to go. But on the second night, I'll turn it on.
Daniel, Charles, and I will approve of Blanton's.
Yes.
That'll make it work. We'll make that
Don't worry,
work.
Jared. We'll make sure we keep John out of the loop. We'll have him over at the beer money booth signing his famous John Bohr T-shirts for the crowd.
Perfect.
In his Swiss Miss outfit.
And if you've never had Blanton's, it's okay. I'll try like 2 or 3 of them to make sure it's good for you.
We'll make sure it's okay for you. We promise.
Robbie brought up a good point there.
I haven't told the guys this yet, but I bought 2 stadium speakers for my trailer this year, and I am going to try to find dueling pianos that will come out Friday night for the pit party at my trailer. That would be awesome.
Oh my God.
I have to say this very carefully. How are you going to find 2 sober pianists?
Well, I'm going to pay them, and they're going to come. And be sober. Yep.
I see. All right, I see where you're going.
And we're gonna party at the Beer Money trailer that night. That's going to be the after party.
Hey, we'll even bring some of the moonshine that we make too.
Now, another reason to vote for them.
So I have my grandpa's still, and one of those things to carry that tradition on. He passed away in '76, and as a few Swiss people do, they make their own schnapps, and we have a little bit of it, and I might have to brew up a batch if we make it to bring it out for the event.
There's a guy you need to speak to when you get out here. Jared will love to have a conversation.
He's our tech official. You guys, that tech official will do well together. So, John, Nick, kind of give us your give me something, John. Give me something. Why we should vote for Jared?
Well, for one, he's definitely a class act. He's been around it for a long time. Not only, been around it and driving, he also helps everybody else out too. Like we've always said, is a lot of the pullers in California, we all help each other out, and we'll go help him. He'll come help us. If there's an issue, there's sometimes whenever like Marchies can't make it, and like Jason Ingham with Half Breed and myself are helping him get going at Ukiah one year. We're pitting for him, and he'll definitely return the favor every time. He's a great guy to have around at the events.
Love it. Nick?
That's a great show.
He's a true ambassador of the sport. He does, just like he said, he won't be out drinking the night before with the rest of us idiots. He's going to show up to win, and he's going to put on a good show. And the only last thing I can say is, if they don't vote for him and he doesn't get in, number one, we may just show up and crash the party. And number two, if nobody votes for him, we know that the Midwest is scared of that California tractor.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well said.
That's the
Jared,
problem.
Anybody you want to thank tonight before we let you guys go?
It just comes down to the people that support me through all of this. Orchard Machinery Corporation, Don Mayo, his wife Denise have been sponsors of mine for 12 years now. My dad couldn't do it without him. My boss, Pearl Crop, and just everybody, my buddy Bo that comes over to, I pay him in beer to help work on the tractor. Brad, who does the stuff, the Marchies. I mean, it's just a team effort. So,
Jared, I just got a text message from one of my buddies from Iowa that said they're going to try to get some wooden looking racing shoes made for you. So
I know who sent that text, and I know he can do it too. And they'll have a real pretty paint job.
In John's honor, I would wear them.
Nick, can you please show John's outfit again one more time?
Quit hiding it, John.
That's worth the price of admission right there. I don't care who you are. So
I don't think it's going to fit, but that's going to be the best part.
Thanks a lot, Jared.
John, Nick, Jared, thanks for coming on tonight. Good luck in the fan voting. Continue to push it hard. The voting ends Sunday, February 6th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
We'd love to have you out there.
Hope to see you guys.
Cool.
Right.
Thanks, Jared. Thanks, guys.
Jared. Thanks, guys.
That was a fun interview, fellas.
Yes, it was.
And
Before we get in,
part of it.
Yeah, well, that's why it was fun. Once we get going here a little bit, James Harmon sent me 3 posters real quick I want to share before we kind of get into our rambling and rants or whatever we do after interview. But Jared's a good dude. We've met a lot of good people because of polling and because of this show. It's pretty neat. So, Sigourney, Iowa, March 18th through the 19th. I don't think there's enough polls going on that weekend. Shipshewana NTPA is that weekend. The Keystone Nationals is that weekend. Kansas City Cowtown Showdown is that weekend. And the Spring Nationals. I think Charles has probably been to this one, would be my guess. Him and Andrew.
No, actually, I have not been to that one yet. Nope.
I'm sure Drew had been there then.
Yes,
I've
he's been
there.
out there.
I've shot that pole a time or two.
Okay. Ryan, the indoor poll is literally like parallel with the outdoor poll, right?
It's
in the summer.
It's not quite a lean-to, but it's an open air. No sides to the building.
Okay. Southern Virginia Winter Classic Indoor Antique Tractor Pull, March 3rd through the 5th, Old Dominion Complex, Chatham, Virginia. And you sent me one more. There we go. And that's the NATPA, February 25th, 26th, Princeton, Indiana. So if you're into antique pulling, there's 3 good ones there to do all of that. So very excited. And again, I want to thank Jared Britsky from Bakersfield, California for coming on, and then John Bohr and Nick Jackson for setting it up. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know if any of us had heard of this modified tractor before the Pullers Championship. Did you guys?
Nope.
Well, I tried doing my best to find all of them from California. And the only one I stumbled upon was the one. So I don't know if I just missed it or what exactly, but it's out there.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of pulling history too in that family. I mean, I didn't, I thought, well, there's somebody's got a mod out there, but hell, they've been mod pulling for a lot of years.
Yeah, this picture of this, I'm gonna find that this one's pretty sweet.
That
That's
is cool
stuff there. Charles, what do you think horsepower range that tractor was in the day?
Oh, I'm just probably 3,000 total. Probably 1,500 a piece.
Nice.
It's kind of
Look
what
at the tread on those tires.
Look like proper Hemis.
Yep. That's a good looking rig. Well, Brent, I know we can't talk about any actual, I want to hear some vote totals. Is the voting still going good? I know yesterday our SSL certificate or something. That was my phone blew up there.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Well, we're not going to fire you because, we'd be dead.
Yeah, so I knew it is expiring because it's every 90 days because I'm not paying $300 a year for an SSL and or whatever it is, 150, 200, I don't know. Anyways, so every 90 days we can just renew it. But I forgot about it and I was ice fishing in the middle of nowhere and had no service. So I was able to do it when I got it. So I was only down for like 4 hours or something like that.
What is an SSL certificate do?
It's secure. It's pretty much proves that you are who you are.
Okay.
And so for what we're doing, we technically don't really need it, but it just.
Well, I start getting all these text messages. Hey, it says if I go to your guys' site, it says something like you've been fishing.
They could have just clicked advance and clicked continue, and it would have done absolutely nothing. But that's what happens when things expire. It makes it so if somebody were to try to spoof your website or something, it would fail.
Good. Good. So how is the voting going, Brent? Different things like that.
I believe after the first round, during the first round, by the end of Monday night, we were just shy of like 11,000, and we are currently over 14,000 total votes. So we're doing significantly better than the first week of voting from round one. Obviously, that's due to more people knowing about it. And then obviously, I think just more people pushing it because now they're in the second round. Definitely, when it's coming to the actual votes and who's getting them, there was for last time, I haven't checked it since Friday. And when I last saw, the person in one of the classes that was first in their class in the first round wasn't even in the top 10 in the second round. So that's what a whole, narrowing everything down can do. And then there's somebody that they were not even in the top 20, but because people didn't say that they'd accept an invite, and they got into the top 20, they are now in the top 3. So stuff like that, obviously they knew that they had a push, and they did, and it's paying off for some of those teams. Obviously, whole week left, a lot can change. Like the pro stock class is really close for I don't know, I'd say like 6th or 7th through like 14th. I mean, it's probably like 100 votes separating them.
Wow.
I'll get kind of an update put out for the vote totals. I think I did it last week on Thursday. I'll do it again probably tomorrow, and then I'll do it once more, hopefully on Saturday. So we'll keep posting those. And
how many spots are open in the mod class, Brent?
In the mod class, it will be 9, top 9. I believe there's 13 tractors. 13, 14.
I think it's 13.
13 that are on the list. So only 4 will not make it. But they will be put on the reserve list. And if somebody were to end up declining their invite for a reason that came up, we would then move on down to whoever finished 10th and just keep going from there until we fill the class. So,
Mr. Romack, can you answer that question for March 4th through the 5th?
Yes, I can. Esden, why don't you text Brent Shorefighty? He will know.
Okay. But Southern Illinois Championship Indoor Poll, March 4th to 5th, DuQuoin, Illinois. Still accepting invites there. If you're a puller and you want to hook there, looking for light super alcohol tractors, super modified two-wheel drive trucks, the big bad blown mini rods. Talking to Eric Harmison today from Des Moines, Iowa, the home of Ryan Rusink. We got 5,800-pound mods, the 4-1 9,500-pound limited pros, and the 8,500 limited pro tractors. So that's March 4th through 5th. DuQuoin, of course, we all know Farm Show is in a couple weeks. Starting to see more. I'm seeing Dan Mayer pop up a bunch of old NFFs or old Farm Show videos. Those are kind of fun to watch. I know Charles has probably got some stashed around too. It's been neat to see some of those.
I'll start sprinkling some of those out on the Beer Money page. I started today with the last ever class of minis to go down that floor. So that's on the Beer Money YouTube page, and there'll be more for the next couple weeks as we head into that event.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Charles. I signed up for Kansas City last night. That's March 16th through the 19th. I think the limited pros hook Thursday night and Friday night with the finals on Saturday night. I know the NTPA Shipshewana Poll is that same weekend, and then so is Keystone National. So 3 really big indoor polls all on the same weekend. But geographically, they're spread across the country. So
and there's not a lot of overlap in some of those classes.
No, I think some of the 4-1s that run the NTPA will do that. And I think we'll see probably a lot of Western Series and Outlaw guys in Kansas City.
Limited pros aren't in Shipshewana this time around. It's light.
They're not?
Yeah, it's light pros.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There are no pros in Ship?
No, limited pros. That's why Lears are going down.
Russ Yoder's not running at Ship.
Oh no, the full pro stocks are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, full pros. I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you meant there was no pros. I'm like, what?
Oh, limited pros.
Yes. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay.
In fact, Yoder, actually, on that point, just because I'm thinking about it, Yoder's putting up they're going to put up an extra $6,000 for pro stock at that event.
Yep.
As is Mike Connie.
Yep.
Where can I find that information, guys?
I saw it on Facebook, I think, from them themselves, but
yeah, NTPA put it's on
there's
their
a press release from NTPA. Yep,
news release for it.
Shane's referring to the PPL poll, right, at the truck show?
Yeah, that got announced, and then it's been radio silence since. I don't know what's going on there.
It's still going on. I just saw something for it. Let me see if I can find it. Here, I'm posting it in our chat.
Charles, what year was the last year mini rods were at Louisville?
That was I put it up today. Was it 91 or 93? I don't remember.
Okay.
It's on the. I'll look. I'll check right now.
No, that's fine. I'm going to bring this page up quick that Brent just sent me.
So tickets go on sale February 7th for this event. It's going to be at the Kentucky Expo Center at the Freedom Hall. Saturday, March 26th, 5 p.m. Eastern is the start time.
It was 91, and the reason why they're not there anymore is in that video.
Well said. So what do we got going on here, fellas? Mission dates, hours, hot rod semis, mini rods, pro stock tractors, unlimited super stock. So 4 classes. Is it just one night, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know that truck show is a big deal, the Louisville Truck Show. So I would think they would fill that place up, especially just to see the semis. So
oh yeah.
Adam says that right there. What else you guys want to talk about tonight? I wanted to get Jared on tonight with John and Nick and talk about DuQuoin. You know, Kansas City, we got a lot of indoor polls coming up. You know, final week of fan voting for the Pullers Championship. And then we'll go on to the next phase of that. So what else do you guys have?
I guess I just want to wrap up that fan voting thing. So fan voting, again, will go till February 6th at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. You can vote once per day. We will then take the week to gather all that and put together and get prepared for presenting who got voted in. And we will release that then on Monday, February 14th on this show. So Monday of Farm Show Week. And I also want to bring up, I'm going to put together another pick'em contest for Farm Show. So I want to have that done. I'll probably have it done sometime by next week, Monday. And
Gage Ott just messaged me in Facebook and said, could you guys get someone more to talk about DuQuoin? Maybe get someone on from the poll to talk about it. Mr. Romack.
Yep. I will line someone up to
next Monday night, maybe.
Yep, I can do that.
I'm going to try to run down Mike Witt or somebody from the Farm Show. Charles or Big Rye, if you guys could help me with that, find me somebody for next Monday night. I'll get a hold of Witt. I'll text Witt after the show tonight or tomorrow and see if he wants to come on. But I think everybody's got some different contacts there. It would be fun to have somebody from the Farm Show. So, Lisa Jostock, Jeff Hurt did well in Florida with the Mini, and Lacey's from Canada swept the Minis in Florida. Nice. So,
yeah, it's nice to see Lacey's beat getting back up.
Yeah. Logan, shut up.
Not able to travel over here last summer.
No.
Okay, so Paul's going to find somebody for DuQuoin. Charles, Big Ryan, and I will work on somebody maybe from Louisville. And then I can always grab Ken or Ron as well for KC. I don't know. Is JR the main guy, Charles, behind Keystone? Jerry Richardson?
I don't know that for sure. He promotes it pretty heavily. He might be.
Yeah. Tucker and him are pretty tight. I'll reach out to Tucker to see if we can get JR on here, but we need to push those around. There's a lot of, there was a time, guys, there was Louisville, and then there was Gordyville, and now there's a lot of indoor polls. So
Shane Hunt brought up a good one. Murfreesboro, Tennessee this weekend.
Ooh, crap. What's that one called? Let me bring that up.
It's Southern Motorsports Promotions.
This is the one that Wombles helped?
Yes. Yeah. Wombles and the Holbrook family do that one. If we're staring down the barrel of some not great weather here, we always take the Little Bad Alice down. Bernie always takes it down. We've got another one. Jason Zumbone is going to take his 85 Limited Pro down. The plan as of right now is they are leaving tomorrow. It's about a 5-hour drive, but they've got we've got a threat of some ice, and they're going to go ahead and head down. They pull Friday night, Saturday night, 3 sessions. They also pull Saturday afternoon. Finals is Saturday night. A lot of good tractors, a lot of good trucks. There's diesel trucks, there's gas trucks. Light supers. I think there's a super farm class, 85 Limited Pros. But on their website, they have a list of all of the pullers that will be pulling there. Great pull. There's not a bad seat in the house. So yeah, we made the poster this year. Too bad they're pulling us off the track, but looks like the front end's up, but it's because we're at the end of the track.
That's called photo editing, Paul.
Yes,
nothing wrong with
that's why it fades out on that left side. But yes, we'll be down there. So we'll be seeing, hopefully seeing some people down there. Like I said, they still haven't narrowed down the weather, but usually it's always much warmer down there than it is here, but we'll see. I believe if it's like 2 years ago, it was, I think, like a $15 general admission, and you can sit anywhere. And I believe it is an extra $5 for a pit pass. That's one of the cheapest pit passes you'll ever buy. And you can go down and check out the tractors. They'll be all huddled up down there. So cool place to go. And like I said, the facility is just top notch. Just a great place to pull. We always make it a little bit of a vacation. There's a little town called Bell Buckle, Tennessee. It's got a little like old style, home style restaurant in there. We always go down there every Saturday afternoon and have lunch, all of us together. When they call our name, it's like, oh, party of 26, your tables are now available. And we'll take up half the restaurant, but it's always a good time down there.
Here's your half. It's all over here.
Yeah, we'll take that. My dad will always walk out with a box of moon pies. Always does. Never fails. So we will see. ITPA, they released a tentative schedule this week, or last week, I guess it was. So you can go to the Illinois Tractor Pulling Association Facebook or their website, I believe, and you can find the tentative schedule for that. And normally what happens is they put the first round out, and then they'll add, I don't know, half a dozen maybe or more hooks to the schedule. So that is out. We're going to have a busy summer between our tractor and then trying to keep everybody else going. So we're still working. I'm still working on farm show stuff for people. I'm headed to Tennessee in the morning. So yeah, it's going to be a race to Louisville.
You're on mute, I wanted to show some of the funny things we're seeing that people are using to get votes.
Oh yeah, me six.
Here's Dan Kirby. He's got My Girlfriend Alice Limited Pro Stock. The MySig started this with their dogs, but I think I'm proud of Kirby for jumping on there. Let's see here. Gotta find it. Window, entire screen. There we go. So please vote for my dad at the Polish Championship. My Girlfriend Alice Limited Pro Stock Tractor.
He's got another one that I saw too.
It's pretty cute. See that there. But we know we've made it. We had a spammer trying to sell T-shirts we don't even have today.
Scroll down a little bit and see if that one right there.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. And the girlfriend has got a big one. One step closer to being ready to hopefully fly down the track in May. I like it. I've been asking everybody to use the Polars Championship hashtag. And what I do is I go around and share these around because if you're promoting our event, we're gonna, take care of you. I'll take care of you. But this one. Leaving my wife laughed at this one when she saw it. Come here, Logan. This tractor is so beautiful. Rex. Love that paint on there. It's so cool. Where's the one with the dog? There it is. Yeah, this one. This is money. Oh, I love it. How they prop that dog up. I mean, it doesn't look like a real dog. It looks like a statue.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That thing's crazy awesome. Adam Wilson hit these. I've never seen the red crying emoji like that before. Way to go, Adam. Bringing it tonight. So, yeah. I don't know. You guys got much else? Paul, you can get somebody about DeCoin. If anybody's watching the show that's pulling at DeCoin or has questions, please type your questions in this comment section right now so Paul can kind of maybe get ready a little bit of what you guys are wanting to know. I know Pitt, I know parking and Pitt. It's a brand new facility for a lot of people, treats, lots of treats. Absolutely. I'm showing our Facebook page right now. Again, here's a link. I put that in there earlier. So there's our pretty faces live. So yeah, it's all good. So my dogs are too fat to fit into tuxedos. Oh, do what you can, Kirby, with what you got. You do what you can with what you got. Brent, Charles, Paul, Ryan, anybody got anything else, or should we wrap this up?
Pretty quiet this week.
It's been a very quiet week.
I got something for North Iowa Nationals. If you had a campsite last year and you want that same one this year, tomorrow is the deadline to get in touch with Danielle. The number's posted on the North Iowa Nationals Facebook page. Make arrangements. I believe they need money or a credit card or something. And you can have your spot back this year. Otherwise, on the 2nd, it's anybody's game. So spots open back up, and
I just posted the Facebook page, Ryan, in the comments so everybody can see that.
Thank you.
If anybody is watching and they would like to become a sponsor or have a vendor's booth at the Polars Championship, please reach out to us. We had a couple of new sponsors come on last week. Aaron Doctor, Pro Polar Tires, has graciously come on board as a sponsor. And then we've had Senpico has come on board as a sponsor as well. So
nice.
Thank you guys for supporting the poll. I believe Aaron is going to do a little bit of an incentive for anyone that's running Pro Polar tires, and we'll release that very soon. But yeah, thank you to those two sponsors for coming on board and helping us out with the poll. And if anybody's got any questions, they can go to the website or reach out to anybody on this panel, and we can get you in touch or answer any questions that you got.
A link to the sponsor just went in there as well, guys. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If you can read, you can sponsor. So
I do want to bring up one thing too for Polars for spots open with the DeCoin poll. I believe so. Mini rods, I believe there's still 16 spots. Same with light supers. 12 or 8 for light mods. 8 for limited pro, 85 limited pros, and then 7, I believe, for 6 or 7 left for 95 limited pros.
So, so everybody hooked Friday and Saturday. Do we figure that out yet, Paul?
So I believe it is going to be so they're taking 20 in each class. And then there's 9 still in the 2-wheel drives, still 4 spots left. But they're taking 20, I believe, total. And then you pull Friday, Saturday afternoon, and they're gonna combine distance or combine placing, however they're gonna do it, and then they're gonna take the top 15 to Saturday night.
Daniel, are you talking about Du Quoin? Let me find the website. I know advance tickets are for sale. I'll bring that over here. We're not doing advance ticket for the Pullers Championship, right? It's first come, first serve.
No, and we won't have any problems with that. So don't worry about needing advance tickets or whatever like that. Just come. We'll have plenty of room. And if you guys, if anyone out there is planning to camp that has not already shot us a message, just say, hey, we're coming. Camping is free. There are no hookups. So you can bring your campers in. We'll have an area for campers that is very close to the Pullers. We just don't want to try to get everybody mixed up. It just shoot us a message just so we kind of get an idea of how many will be there. We've got plenty of room. I'm not worried about that. We just want to make sure that we have a decent idea of how many to expect.
Charles, answer that question, sir.
Yeah, in terms of the way the schedule works out, I think we kind of are at that point where it'd be tough to add anything else in. A lot of the events don't necessarily cross over in the classes that they're offering, but yeah, right. It's gone from, there was a couple every winter if we were lucky to, yeah, I mean, you can start right after New Year's and go out every single weekend right up into May. And yeah, I think we are at that point where we have reached saturation. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think we are there. Yes.
So I put the link to the Southern Illinois Champ poll for Du Quoin, March 4th through 5th in the comments. Again, I'm on the webpage right now. Home, event info, Pullers, tickets. These are the Pullers that have already signed up, right, Brent?
Nope. Under event info, there's another thing. There you go.
All right. So Bruce Law, Dylan Bunnage, Eric Harmison, Tyler Slaw have signed up so far in the mini rod class. 5,800-pound light modifieds. Pure Pressure, that's Andrew Beckham out of Hoskins, Nebraska, the politician. Coy Blomberg from Kinmundy, Illinois. Rockin' on Red. Denise Ollendorf from St. Peters, Missouri. Family Tradition, Dylan Freaking. Out of New Baden, Illinois. Warhawk, that's Gage Ott. Norfolk, Nebraska. The Outlaw Red, Jim Braskett, Pleasant Hill, Missouri. Old Windy, John Young of Bismarck, Illinois. The Possum Hauler Express, Junior Willis from Chanute, Kansas. The Possum Hauler Express, did they pay royalties to the Bartlings, Paul, you think, for that? Or
I don't know that there's anybody that's got a naming rights on that.
Okay. The Wrestler, Mike Vanderveer, Alma, Illinois. Ramrod, Neil Roberts, Mount Sterling, Illinois. The Outlaw, Scott Bracken, Pleasant Hill, Missouri. The Dirt Commander, Stan Williams from Bassett, Kentucky. So good class of 5,800-pound mods. Let's see here. Super modified two-wheel drive trucks. So far we have signed up. Funky Monkey. I like that right out of the gate. Chase Carey, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Forever Hooked, Dale Nelson, Altamont, Illinois. Shameless, David Hunt, Leonard, Texas. Salt Shaker Express, Jamie Austin, Charleston, Illinois. Bulletproof, that's Jason Calvert out of Maysville, Michigan. Dirty Pearl, John Hunt.
Calvert is not from Maysville, Michigan. He's from Kentucky.
Okay, sorry. I'm just reading what it says. Dirty Deeds, Mark Perry, Shelbyville, Kentucky. Bionic Bull, Philip Ballet. Is that Ballet? Is that how I say that, Charles?
Yeah.
Aville, Indiana. I see their name pop up a lot on stuff. So, Cornfield Cruiser Blackout, Russell Phipps, Kane, Illinois. American Ethanol, Scott Jensen. One of the coolest wheel drive trucks
photo
everywhere. Del Rapids, South Dakota. That's a Roos photo, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kicking and Screaming, Thomas Kimmons, Farmersville, Texas. So that's a two-wheel drive truck class. Light Supers, again, these are alcohol only.
They are allowing one because they didn't specify it.
And
he had already signed up. You'll see.
Got it. Alter Ego, Brian Bowles, Mount Vernon, Missouri. Beauty and the Beast, Monica Shaw, Franklin, Kentucky. Tunnel Vision, Black Smoke Matters, Perry Drexshid, St. Peters, Missouri. Champion Oil, Scott Whitworth, Worthington, Missouri.
Whitworth's also planned to sign up the other two, depending on how Farm Show goes.
Yep.
Fair enough. 85 Limited Pro. Wife's Nightmare, The Possum, The High Price Hooker, Hellraiser, The X Factor, Unchained Madness, Gunsmoke. Is that the one that's going down with you guys? Is that Zumball?
That is correct.
Okay. Gunsmoke, Joshua Kane. Riding Dirty, Kenny Kazuzik. Neighbors of Brad Holzhauer. Secondhand Smoke, Michael McCurdy. Against the Grain, Richard Dove. 1206, Robert Fuller. That's the one you drove, right, Paul?
Correct.
Okay. Red Wrecker, Tim McVicker. That's Shore Fighty's old tractor.
Yep.
The Machine Shed Rocket. And then we should have the 4 ones left. So these are all fans. If you're still watching, these are the people that have committed to DeCoin March 4th through the 5th. So Brad Begeman, Change of Pace from Mendon, Illinois. She Gone, Brett Shore Fighty. There's Brett's tractor, Brett Hackstad's 4-1 from the 618 stable. The Badger Deer, Chris Lear. Is that the one that's going to be in Louisville, Brent?
Yes.
Okay. The Darien Deer, brothers. Dean Holicky, Montgomery, Minnesota. The former mother trucker.
He still hasn't named that thing?
Hampton Hooker, wasn't it?
No, Hampton Hooker is Bare Necessities now.
Or side piece.
Called Side Chick.
Side piece.
Yeah, that.
No, Dean's tractor came from Illinois. It was once a Pro Farm tractor, and he converted it to 4-1 and then never ran it.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Cool. 50 Shades of Green, Dylan Barnett, Lafayette, Kentucky. Unfinished Business, Jay Ruff from Garrettsville, Ohio. That tractor's at Louisville, right?
Maybe?
I'm not sure.
Feel like it is?
I don't remember.
Okay. Jeremy Plotz, Grain Handler, Utica, Minnesota. Jesse Geiza, Afton, Iowa. Beautiful Black 1066. Meyer Performance R&D, John Meyer Jr. The Weekend Warrior, John Calvary, Allensville, Kentucky.
So they did rename that tractor.
Yes, they did.
Interesting. I didn't know. I didn't catch
I knew
that
they
first time.
I knew they changed it to just the plain sheet metal, but
Yep. Used to be the picking and ginning.
Yep.
Time for one more. Josh Dutton. A few more dollars. Mark Wells. So stout 4-1s in there, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam Wilson says, I may just have to go just to see the American Ethanol. That truck is cool.
That is pretty badass.
Yep.
Fellas, we good? Charles?
I'm good.
Okay. Everybody, please keep voting for the Polars Championship. We appreciate your support. You vote once a day. Thank you to Jared Britsky from Bakersfield, California, coming on with us tonight. Of course, his posse of Swiss Miss girls. His what's that called? Groupies? Should we call them groupies, Charles?
We can use that term. That's good.
That works.
I'm trying to think you as a professional announcer what you would say.
That'd be PG enough. We can go with that.
Have you? I love it. This could start a new trend. Is all I'm going to say. So that's good. So I'm going to play some videos, boys. Next Monday, Paul, let's try to do some DeCoin talk. Get us some answers. Sound good?
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
The rest of us will try to Brent. You keep making the Polars Championship awesome, and then Ryan and Charles and I will try to run some people down from the great Louisville. Even if we get a Polar, maybe get an unlimited super Polar, or the smoke diesel thingamajiggy, the Alki. What do they call it? Something.
What about getting the Mystics on?
Yeah.
The Battle of the Fuels.
Are they in Louisville?
Yep.
And we want them. They hopefully are still watching. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up. Shoot me a message if you guys can come on next Monday. That'd be cool. I'd love to hear the story of that tractor, guys. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to start promoting Louisville as well. So I'm going to play some videos, boys. Have a good night.
All right. See y'all.
See ya.
We're going to play some Swiss Power. MySig polling team, I will send you a link for next Monday night. Please have good internet and a camera phone or a decent web camera. And if there's any possible way to have your tractor in there with good internet, let's make it happen. So I'll send you guys the link probably next Saturday or Sunday, but you will be our guests on Let's Grow Pulling Live next Monday night. So thank you for doing that. And then here is the video of Cody Marchi, first time ever driving the Swiss Power from Bakersfield, California. Good night, everybody.
Yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds late because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and it's the first time I ever pulled her. And today. Well, let's talk about today. I put her in a 16,000 pound class. I put her in turret gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her right at 370 feet right in the sand pond. The only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.